Boom. Alright, hello, and welcome to Season 6, Episode 5, Secluded Forest. We have once more a vertical painting this week. The joys. Low-key today, when I saw the vertical painting, I was like, buh. A vertical painting. Just how it is, though. Just because the vertical painting is like, it's definitely a bit more effort to do than a not vertical painting. Just for the sake of the whole Mario Paint portion of it. I know the background is supposed to be kind of greenish, but it's supposed to be kind of like an in-between, kind of like a cyan-ish. With a bit of green, bit of blue in there. But if I went with just green, this green would definitely be too much green, and this green would be way too dark. I guess I could potentially maybe try something like that, but that's a lot more blue, so I think it's just better to go with a blue fill for the background for this one. I mean, what'd you expect, Anna? It's Mario Paint Monday after all. Mario Paint Monday doesn't rest, unless if I am depressed or something. Question mark. But we're chilling. Yeah, it's a holiday for Americans, right? It's Memorial Day, I think. I believe. Well, I hope that's just going swell. I mean, but y'all got a bunch of people in there. My throat feels like it needs to be cleared every like 10 seconds right now. Why am I like this? Why am I like this, chat? What did I do to deserve this feeling? Maybe it's because I didn't have a green tea today. The green tea, like just like the warm tea, definitely kind of good for that. Helping you clear yourself out a little bit. I guess I also didn't warm up my voice or anything. Which I think I was saying that's something I should probably be trying to do before I go live. Just do some like voice warm-ups, because I guess crazy. This is the first time I'm like speaking today. So I suppose it makes sense my voice is kind of like bleh right now. But doesn't make it a good feeling still. Doesn't make it a good vibe. I think what the vibe is for this background portion, I also just kind of like drew in these lines for the grass, just so I had some like reference points put down. Just so I have the background portioned. Interesting saying portioned for something like this. And then I think we get, honestly, this gray. And then we might take the pixel brush and kind of just go to town with it, I think. I think that's the play. Definitely this like dark gray. This is definitely meant to be like just like, you know, kind of like the subtle indications of trees way in the back that don't have any detail to them, but you can still kind of like see them. So I feel like with these, I can just kind of like, I can kind of just like freeform them. I don't gotta be too specific with them. Especially since like a decent bit of them will be covered up by other trees anyways, so I don't have to be too concerned with, you know, being very precise or anything. I think this is definitely a part of the painting where you can just kind of like let loose and just kind of go with the vibe. Just do what feels good. Go with the flow. You know, coincidentally, you say that, Anna, I actually thought about maybe streaming Repo after this. I guess depending how long this takes, because I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to help take off these cushions on this old couch that we have downstairs here. And I'm gonna assume my dad's gonna come home and be like, alright, let's do it. That's my assumption, so I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to get into an MM run, if I'm meant to do that. But I also don't know if that's happening for sure. Because we have these really, well, I guess we used to have two of them, these shitty couches that are very uncomfortable and don't really like support you at all. I guess one of them we threw out like a few years ago at this point, but we still have like the other one that exists down in our living room. And I guess one of my dad's friends is moving, and I guess he just like doesn't need these couches, so he's just giving them to us for free. So it's like, okay, well, we have to get rid of this shitty couch that we have. But you know, getting a probably better couch for free, like, you know, not a bad deal. Can't complain there. Can't complain about that. Because the plan that my dad has is that he was like, oh, we should take the cushions off and put them out by the garbage tonight and see if they'll take them. And then like take the rest of the couch to the dump, so it's less to like pay for at the dump. You know, I said, why don't we like put it on the side of the road? Like just take the whole ass couch, put it on the side of the road, and see if anybody will take it. And he was like, nah, no one's gonna want that. And I don't know. I'm like, you know, maybe somebody would want it. I mean, maybe somebody just really needs a couch. I mean, hell, it's free. If we're just, you know, like if we just like put it out there, put a piece of paper on it, and just write free on it. Like, I am sure somebody would take it. Like, it's not like outright like dirty or actively falling apart. It's just not very good. But you know, it's if somebody got that for free, it's like, you know, why not? Why not put it to use? So I don't know. Yeah, morning owl. How's it going? Yeah, so that's the thing. And we're also getting a free queen size box spring and mattress that guy also doesn't need. So that's also cool. I don't know when we're getting all that exactly, but at some point. Which is cool because we have a queen mattress in the guest room But it's like fine. Like it's a mattress. It works, but it's definitely not great. So getting a free upgrade, definitely better. I'm down. I mean, hell, I think same with this, because I think my dad also said that he wants to take like the current mattress to like the dump, and I'm like, thinking about it now, I'm like, I don't know, we could probably also put that on the side of the road, and somebody would probably take that, because it's like perfectly fine. It is also not falling apart or like actively like filthy or anything. Like it's just not a great mattress, but it's like once again, it's free, so I mean, and I would save us the trouble of having to like take it to the dump and paying to have to use the dump and all that, and giving it to somebody that could use it potentially. That's cool. If somebody wants it. Yo, Panza, thank you for the 17 months ranked repo. I said this earlier, but I actually was considering streaming repo after I'm done with Mario Paint. Depends, because you probably missed it since my dad said for the couch he wants to cut the cushions off and put it by the garbage today or tonight to see if the garbage will like take it, if they'll take the cushions, so it's less to take to the dump. But then I'm thinking, like, why don't we just put the whole couch on the side of the road and see if anybody will just take the whole couch, and then somebody could potentially use it instead of just being put in a landfill, That would be huge. Yeah, I still have my solo run going. But we'll see. I also considered like working on emote stuff. I didn't do any art at all this weekend, but I guess having like a little bit of a break is probably not a horrible thing. But yeah, because one idea that I have right now for an emote is like to basically do like the Peepo or I guess it's Pepe or Peepo leaf, whatever the fuck. Basically do that. That's an idea I have for an emote. That'd be really easy. That's just literally a singular frame, and then just like scale and change, like animate the scale and position, which would be really easy to do. That wouldn't be difficult at all. So that's an emote I want to make, definitely. And then I have another emote that's like supposed to be like a shocked emote. That's like very like anime-esque, I guess you could say. That would also be animated, and that one wouldn't be too bad. So I want to do those. And potentially touch up any other emotes that I may want to do that for. I feel like some of the new emotes I've done, I'm like, I want to like go back and like touch them up a little bit. But we'll see. Let's make a choice. I guess we're gonna use this brown. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're gonna do that. So how's everyone's holiday today? Hope it's going amazing. Also, unrelated to that, but I'm streaming under the Mario Paint directory today instead of the art directory, just because they changed the thumbnail for the art category to be shit. And supposedly they're AI generated for like the art, the food one, the just chatting one, I think, and one other one, I'm pretty sure. Like it might be like beauty and fashion, something like that. There was like 4 categories that they changed the category thumbnail for and made them just actively worse, and they're all AI generated apparently. And I'm like, okay. Love that. So that's a thing. I've also never streamed to the Mario Paint directory, so I was like, you know, let's try Mario Paint directory today. Let's see how it goes. Does it really matter? I don't know. I could also like try streams like to the retro category also, like that could be a thing. I remember that was a thing people were trying years back, like for like just like speedrunning even, like instead of streaming to like that games directory, instead of streaming to like SM64 or whatever, they would stream to the retro category. And that was a thing people were doing for a bit, I remember. Work on the line art. Coming back to it, baby. Feels good. A little bit of that. Just kind of going in with these trees right now. Yeah, looking not bad. Looking not bad. It's getting there. I also need to put another one like right beside this one. I was practicing MM a little bit yesterday and on Saturday also. One habit with that game I want to finally fix. I didn't even realize this was a thing I was doing until like, I remember Fig pointed out to me like a couple years ago that for ISG and MM, like I didn't even realize I was doing this for a while, but I like double tap the A button. And I want to fix that finally. So I'm like, you know, this is probably why I'm randomly like failing that shit so much. Like I'll just like have like random like huge struggles getting ISG sometimes. But I just like kind of like lazily like went with it. I'm like, well, it works, so fuck it. But I'm like, I want to fix this habit finally. I want to get it fixed after long last, because like, yeah, it like mostly works doing like this double tap method that I've been doing. I feel like it's definitely not as consistent as just being comfortable with getting the right frame with one A press. So maybe I also just like practice that like a little bit more like for like today instead of like doing a run. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure what the vibes are. We'll see. Also doing Zenless dailies. Feels good. Yeah, also Panza, what's that blue thing on the right side in that photo of your stove? Is it like a timer or something? I was gonna ask that. If your ears are still enabled. Yeah, honestly, this weekend I didn't really do a whole lot. I didn't really do much this weekend. For most of Saturday and Sunday, I was watching Combo Breaker. I was watching Rivals 2. I guess I meant to watch kind of a bit of Melee, but then I didn't really end up watching like any of it, so that happened. Okay, there's another tree over here, but I want to do like this like background layer first. There's like kind of like a bit of like texture going on here with like a little bit of like that. Yeah, just like a little touch of that, a little sparkle. Boom. Maybe I can like do like a little bit of that maybe actually. Get a little bit of like I don't know, variants. It's a shaker. Ooh. Hog. I hope it's shaking something good. I feel like I've been like kind of wanting to play Rivals 2 lately, because I like haven't really been playing it. I've been out of playing it again, but I I have like a feeling something is gonna happen with the game soon. I have a feeling there's gonna be like some like wild change some point in the future. Well, I guess there's gonna be the June event patch in like 8 days. It should be like on the 3rd. I'm pretty sure that's when the next like big monthly patch should be. If they are still gonna do that, because I think that they said that they like talked about the idea of like doing more like spread out patches. So I remember they specifically said that there was like a change, a nerf that they wanted to implement, but it like wasn't ready. That was gonna originally come out in like the last patch like a week or two ago, but then they were like, oh, it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, so we just like didn't push it out yet, which is probably for the better to not like rush it if it doesn't feel ready. So I guess if they are still gonna do like a monthly patch and then new character on Canada Day, July 1st, if you may, so I assume something will happen there. I don't know, so maybe I'm just waiting for something to happen. Or maybe I'm waiting for Morpheus to stop playing Borderlands so he'll play with me. That's what he said. Is he playing Borderlands right now? He's probably offline. Nope, he is not on Steam right now. I know him and Gortho were playing through Borderlands 2 together. And he was like, after we're done with that, we could probably play some at some point. I feel like when we play Rivals, we usually have pretty good games. Like, it's usually pretty good. It's not usually like too much of like anyone getting like too decimated. So it's pretty good to play. And then playing with the homies, also fun. You watched Top 8 of Tekken 8? Was it good? What was it the Tekken guy? Let's see. I remember Aaron posted it yesterday. Oh yeah, the lead director for Tekken was there, and he was apparently like watching the tournament like hella. So that's cool. I wonder if he's like always at Tekken events, or if this is like a particularly really big event for Tekken, so he was like, oh, I should show up and see what's good. You know, let's Mario Brush. I want to hear the Mario Brush sounds. It was nice to see. It was nice to see a not stupid broken characters in grand finals. Are there stupid broken characters in Tekken? Rivals once again kind of being like unsurprisingly cake assault ones. But also he kind of got messed up at one point in winners, but then he like got back into grands and then 6-0'd the person that like I think like 3-1'd him. So I was like, oh. I was like, damn, this guy's getting fucked. There was a chance, but damn, you're getting fucked, my guy. It's like what people said with Ultimate, where it's like game 4 Leo. It's like same thing with Cake Assault. Or like losers Leo. A beast. But it makes sense why like sometimes like people get sent into losers and they go on like a fucking insane run because like you're just like playing a bunch, whereas like when you get into like winners finals or winners grand side, you're kind of like chilling for a little bit, but like meanwhile like the person like in losers, like if they're coming through like losers like quarters or semis, like they're like actively like on their run if they're making a run, so they have like all that steam and momentum going for them and all like that fucking like energy in the tank. So I think like that kind of makes sense. Maybe for like some people like that, like, getting sent to losers is like, oh, I need to fucking like wake the fuck up and like I need to turn up. Well, like the season 2 patch introduced a fundamental change to every character, and it was not fun, and some characters became too strong because of it. Frick. I guess I am not familiar at all with tech and stuff. I wonder if they were just like trying to like appease like a certain audience and like, let's just do this. And then it ended up just like not working out. You know, because that's like another thing for like Ravels too. People love to complain about specifically Rano and Zetterburn. But interestingly, in top 8, I think there was like one Zetter and there were no Ranos in top 8. Or I don't think any made top 8 at least. I don't think any Ranos did. I think there was one that made like top 16, I think. So it was actually like a pretty decent, like, I think it was actually a pretty good character spread, I'm pretty sure. Which made it kind of hard because in this Rivals 2 like feedback survey they made last week, I believe, one of the questions is like, who is the most overpowered character you feel in tournament play? And like that felt like such a hard question to even answer, because it's like it kind of like it feels like, all right, who's there? Like I feel like it's like for like tournament play, it usually feels more like who's like there at the event. But even still, it's like, yep, Cake Assault wins. It's like people aren't out here complaining Forsburn's broken as hell. He's just outright, he's just fucked up good at the game. Actually, a little fun piece of Rivals lore. I don't know how old this is, but in Rivals 1, there was some point in time where I guess Cake Assault was just, you know, fucking up everybody and nobody could beat him. And people like were complaining, they need to nerf Forsburn. He's too broken. And then like the devs like in a patch like straight up were like, they like addressed that and they were like, no, Forsburn isn't broken. Cake Assault is just like better than everyone. Like they were outright like, nah, it's not the character, it's the player. Which honestly, that's base as fuck. I think that's his Twitter banner, I'm pretty sure, which is kind of funny. I don't know, that you made a mark in history if devs like outright were saying like, yeah, it's not the character, this guy is just way better than y'all. I mean, it's like, You know, if you compare it to like in Melee when like Armada was, you know, a fucking tyrant and before he retired, like, you know, Peach isn't out here like winning every single tournament. It was just Armada. It was just that much better than everyone, pretty much. Probably one of the most like absurd feats of dominance is Armada. Back when he was existent still. Was part of it to appeal more to casuals. Interesting. Well, I hope for Tekken they're readjusting that. Because I know so far for Rivals too, they haven't wanted to go through and be like, okay, let's make like a big drastic like overall change. Like I think they're trying to like not push things too crazy all at once. Also, yo Richie, how are you? And like, you know, I couldn't imagine the hell of trying to like balance a fighting game. Like that seems like a hell job to have to deal with. Like, all right, but there's so much you have to consider. There's just so much to think about. I hope you are doing well, Richie. But I'm glad that's not my job. I'm glad my job is not to balance a fighting game, because that sounds rough. That sounds difficult. Yeah, balancing any competitive game seems tough. Not something I want to deal with ever. You know, let's just get some color in. Let's just get, because I'm kind of like pausing on this, but let's just put something down. Let's just get like this dark green, work from there. I got COVID again, blubbers. I hope it's not too bad, you know, with most people having that vacuum going and such. But I hope you recover soon. It's been a while since I've been really sick at all. I hope to keep it that way for a while. Crazy, being sick isn't fun. Did y'all ever fake being sick in school? I did that like once. I can vividly remember faking being sick once. I remember I did it because I'm pretty sure I had strep throat or something. I remember like growing up in elementary school, somehow like every year for like 5 or 6 years, like at the start of every school year, I would miss like the first week because I would consistently, like that same first week of school, I would get strep throat every year. And I would just like miss like a week of school every time. And I remember, I think it was during one of those times some year that I like didn't want to go back to school, or yeah, well, it was probably actually no, it was probably later into the school year, because yeah, it was probably later into the school year actually, so it probably wasn't then. But I just remember I was sick, and then I was unsick, but then I was like, I don't want to go back to school, so then I faked being sick. So that was the thing. I didn't do it too much, I don't think, but I vividly remember like one time doing it because I just didn't want to go back because I was just so comfy with like staying home. I was like, nah, fuck this school stuff. You're feverish and your dad probably lost taste and smell, buh. Well, drink lots of fluids. Rest well. Definitely skipped past faking it. Straight up admitted I need to skip school to catch on schoolwork. See, that's a meanwhile me in my art class in high school, like having to go in go into my art class during lunch period like every day for like multiple weeks or something just to like finish some project up because she would give us like way too much work, and I'm like, bruh, like this is one of my classes, like I have other shit to be doing, and it's like, but I have to dedicate so much time to this fucking class. That shit sucked. Thinking to myself not too long ago. Wait, I was saying to myself, it's been a long time since I had feverish dreams. Not long ago. Man, the worst when being sick, I think for me, is having the chills. That shit is so bad. You lay down, like, fully clothed, socks on, a sweater on, like, 5 blankets, and you're still freezing. That is, like, a miserable experience to deal with. I'm not a fan of that one. You know, funny thing about that sexist art teacher is that I'm pretty sure, or no, she definitely came through when I worked at McDonald's. I like saw her like in the drive-thru one time. I wasn't like working the drive-thru, but like in my McDonald's where the kitchen area was, where when you were at like the start, where like all like the buns were at that you would put into like the little toaster thingy. You could like definitely like see the drive-through window, and like I was probably there like walking by or something, and I definitely saw her. I don't know if she ever like noticed me or not, but I definitely noticed her. I was like, oh, it's you. Chills and yeah. I feel like mine I feel like I don't usually have it where it goes back between like the chills and the sweats when being sick. I feel like it's usually just like the chills. That's usually the vibes. But going back and forth between chills and sweats, that sounds awful. It's kind of awkward, like, doing, like, this middle portion towards the bottom, because the fucking, like, production company copyright text is, like, over it, and, like, there was no part of the bottom half of the screenshot of the painting where the copyright stuff wasn't over it, so I'm just like, fuck it, just put it there. Just keep it in the screenshot. Which, in case you're curious why it's there, that's why it's there. Yo, G, we did something like this in elementary school using ripped down the middle packing tape. But did something like this painting, question mark, or what are we saying? Or did I miss something? Y'all actually doing daytime repo out there? In college? I do think the blue is definitely the right choice. Like I said, the background, like it's definitely supposed to have a bit of green in there, but it would definitely not work if I picked green. So I definitely made the right call with using the blue. But I've had this exact same thing before with these Bob Ross paintings. I'm pretty sure there's been like one or two of these styles before where it, for the vertical painting specifically, where he'll do like this like greenish bluish background for some like dense deep forest vibe. And interesting. It is vibes though, it's pretty chill. We got a vertical poster, ripped packing tape down the middle, put the tape on the poster that made up the painting, remove the tape, and those were the trees. And then we painted in the trees. I think we used oils. Okay. I see, I see. Interesting. A pretty neat technique. You're not playing. Why not? Or are you waiting for Panza to finish up? Finish up with his fooge that he has going. I kind of like this little like little pond or like little puddle of water right here. I don't know, it turned out kind of nice. It was probably one of my favorites, but our mean art teacher was, you guessed it, mean. I don't understand how like any like teacher like becomes like a teacher when they're just like a fucking asshole. I don't know. I don't want some bitter bitch teaching me. I want somebody fun. I want somebody likable. Like, there are definitely people that just shouldn't be teachers. Like, even if you're skilled, like you know, 'cause it's like my high school art teacher, she was definitely good at art. She was very good, but it was like, I didn't think she was a good teacher, though, in my opinion. You know, like, that makes a big difference, like, for any class. Like, a teacher can, like, easily make or break a class for some kid. Just because having a bad teacher could be like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to try in this class because this teacher fucking sucks. Which, I feel that, I feel that. I totally understand that. And how that happened to one of my college classes where like one of our cool hype teachers, he was not teaching the class he was supposed to one semester because he was learning like a skill set. It was like VR or 3D stuff he was learning to potentially teach future classes those things. And so we had a substitute for that semester, and that guy just like wasn't good. He was like, I thought he was nice and all, but he just, I don't know. It just made me like not care about like the entire class for that whole semester, which sucked because that was one of the classes I was really looking forward to. And then it just ended up being like a waste of a class, basically. I remember everybody complained about that teacher. Everybody like went to like one of our other teachers for like different classes in our college course, who was kind of like, I guess, like one of like the main organizers, I guess, of like the graphic design course that we were taking. And he was like, oh, we can't really get rid of this guy because even though like y'all, like nobody likes him, well, even though like y'all don't want him as a teacher, we can't get rid of him because he's paid salary. So it's like we'd have to like get rid of him, pay him in full, and then get another teacher and pay that guy in full also. So it's like, yeah, we can't really do that. So we just had to deal with it. Which is like, yeah, I get it. Didn't change the fact that it sucked. Yeah, like high key, that straight up made me just like not try for like that entire semester basically for that specific class. Cause I was like, I don't know, I just don't care about this because of this guy. I think my first interaction with that teacher was, I remember I was at AGDQ 2019, and so I missed the first week, and I asked him like about like this project. I was like, hey, can I like come in and like talk to you about this? I was like, I don't understand something about this. And then I guess like that guy lived far away or something, and like was only there at the college on like that day of the week, I guess, when he was teaching us or something like that. I don't know, but he basically said like, nah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think I asked him something about it that I didn't understand, and then I'm pretty sure he just like repeated, like he just like copy pasted like what like the like instructions like on the e-learn was, and I was like, yeah, but I don't get it, like this isn't helping me. So that's always nice, you know. Hey, I don't get this. Copy and pastes the exact same thing that they don't get. Ah, thank you for the help. This is so helpful. Yeah. Well, I guess that's all beyond me now. All behind in the past. We get another big tree to do, huh? Lots of trees in this one. Almost crazy that there's a lot of trees in a painting that's called Secluded Forest. Makes me wonder, for these names of these paintings, like did Bob name these himself, or is this just like what like people came up with? I'm assuming like Bob probably came up with these names. I'd assume that'd make the most sense to me, at least. If he was out here naming them himself. I guess it'd be kind of weird if like the people like running like the YouTube channel and such were like, oh yeah, what's this? I don't know, it's kind of like a secluded forest. All right, fuck it, call it Secluded Forest. That's the name of the painting. So I don't know. Don't know. And once again, I've been painting this vertical painting like without turning my head at all. Since for those, anybody unfamiliar, on my TV, the game feed is like oriented how it's supposed to be. So I'm painting this whole thing sideways. And I'm just kind of like looking at my TV normally, which is kind of interesting. Kind of interesting that I'm able to like just do that. I guess just because I've done a couple of these at this point. Like I've done at least like this probably been close to like somewhere between like 6 to 10 vertical paintings that I've done so far. Alright, hey Brack. Hey. And I guess it's also a lot comfier to, you know, not have my head like this constantly while I'm working on the painting. But it's definitely good to like check every now and then, be like, alright, how's it looking? It's like how like when you're like just drawing in general, like it's definitely good, you know, like every now and then to just like take a step back from it. You know, do a little canvas flip, the classic, or just like maybe like, you know, step away for like 5-10 minutes and like come back. Or like zoom out your painting really small. I don't know. Sometimes it's easy to just get so caught up in like certain details and aspects of it. I'm assuming you're at work today, Prac? So I don't think today is a holiday in Canada at all. But I know today be an American holiday. But also my dad's at work today, so. If anything, I wouldn't have been surprised if he was home today, if like the American side of things were like off today because of the holiday. That wouldn't have been too surprising. Work is work, yeah. You know, something I haven't talked about it at all is like I have this pimple. It was like this like just like hard bump on like the tip of the bottom of my lip, of my lower lip. And it was like this hard kind of like bump that was just been there for like a month or something. And I'm like, this isn't supposed to be here, but it's like not like going away. And it's like now formed into like a pimple. So I'm like, okay, is the stuff, whatever like pore or something got like clogged? Is all that like coming out now finally? So hopefully that'll be gone soon. But like, goddamn. Not very comfy to deal with. Someone pissed me off, but whatever, they're a dumb bitch anyways. Hell yeah. That's what we're talking about. I guess the other unrelated news is that before I started stream today, I impromptu decided to clean my sink in the bathroom down here. So it's been like a little bit since I've done that. And definitely a good thing that I decided to do that. It definitely needed a little cleaning. Wasn't too bad, but you know, being clean feels good. Damn. That's a juicy watch streak, Justin. Congrats. 105. I don't remember you ever like announcing the 100. Last time I remember it was like 90. But now this guy's at 105. Also last night, I think it was before I got before I went to bed, I was listening to this ZFG video that was him talking about Twitch, like the whole like Twitch highlight situation. He was like the video is something like my problem. You know, let me just look it up because it'll take me like 10 seconds to go to my YouTube history and find it real quick. What the video was called. ZFG rants about Twitch for 14 minutes. And it was him talking about the whole like Twitch highlighting stuff. And how like the whole like, yep, you have to like delete or export your videos by this date, otherwise we'll delete them if you're over 100 hours, blah 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 blah. And one of the things he mentioned, because he mentioned how for him too, that like some of his old highlights were also like just broken. They just like wouldn't play. Like the video was there, there'd be a thumbnail, and you would click on it and it just like wouldn't load or would give you an error message. And I was like, yep, I had this exact same thing happen to me. And he said that one thing he found out is that supposedly with old Twitch VODs, there was apparently a thing. I've never heard of this before, but supposedly it's a thing with some old Twitch VODs where if a part of your VOD is muted, it'll like just break the whole VOD because it like I can't remember the specifics what he said, but it's like that was apparently a reason why that happened sometimes. He also said he noticed that sometimes like the Twitch chat replay just like, you know, wasn't there on some older VODs. Or also that, let's say, like the example he gave was like, let's say if you have a 3-hour highlight, like sometimes randomly the chat replay doesn't start until a half hour into the video. And then when you're a half hour in the video, when the chat replay is starting, it's like delayed by a half hour. So you're seeing like messages that are from like the start of the stream, but they're appearing a half hour into the VOD. And then once you get to the end of the VOD, you're like the last half hour of chat messages are just like deleted. Because at the end of the VOD, it's like playing chat messages from like the 2.5 hour mark instead. Which is so weird. I definitely didn't even like consider exporting or trying to save chat replays. Like, I don't know. I guess I didn't care that much about all that. I definitely care more about the actual video than the chat replay. I guess it seemed to be like with the whole Twitch downloader, like one of the Twitch downloader apps that you could save the chat replays specifically. Like, I guess like I don't know how that worked, honestly. Yeah, me, G, and Panza ended up playing Repo last night. The last day we did last night was absolute hell. I swear to God, we killed like 15 enemies. It was insane. Like, I can't believe how many enemies we killed. We were like, enemies were so on our ass that last day. It was fucked. So, yo, Shaggy, how are you? Also, one thing I learned is that apparently on the Swift Broom Academy map, that like, it's like a small, like thin rectangular, like container with like this like dark blue-ish crystal thing inside. Apparently if that thing breaks, it like makes an explosion. Because that thing randomly just fell out of the cart last night and made us lose like a fuck ton of money. And I was like, okay. One of those moments where like an object just like will not fit in the cart. It just like will like keep constantly popping out randomly, and it's like, bruh, You are so snug in there. Why are you popping out? Just relax. So that's something I didn't know. I think in that day we had two clowns, the animal, two mega minds. The fuck is that guy called? I honestly can't remember his name. The mentalist. We had two mentalists, two clowns, animal, I think a huntsman, and a peeper, I think. And there was one point where we were like down in like one of those like kind of like underground like tunnel-ish areas in the Swiftbroom map where there's like, how do I explain it? Where it's like a little like staircase, like a ramp that goes down, and then it's like a tiny little corridor, and then like you like circle around to the left, and there's another like ramp that takes you down even lower. And when we were down there, I swear to God, like 5 enemies just like pathed down there. I'm like, why are all these enemies just pathing down here? Just randomly. Like they just kept showing up. It was, oh my lord. That was some hell on earth we had to deal with that day. Your lower body feels like jello due to the lower body workouts. Other than that, it finally rained after months of no rain. Hell yeah. You should hit up Cloud. Maybe you could give him some rain. Maybe he'll take some if he needs some. I need to get back into working out more. I've been like, you know, doing a little bit of, been doing like little bits lately, but I haven't been like going too hard on exercising recently. Maybe I should do something tonight. That could be good. Shout out to Cloud. You were sleeping by the time you got pinged. Yeah, I figured. That's true, yeah. ZFG does make highlights of all this stuff, so makes sense. Because it seems to be that he'll add like the chat overlay like in a different way than like what his stream displays, so makes sense. Makes sense that that ZFG does it that way. It's like little like there's like a little like bits of leaves. They're just kind of like lines like this. A job interview. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Well, I guess you'll have to wait and see. Was it a position that you were like, yeah, I want this, or was it just kind of like, eh, well, guess I'll apply, see what happens. Pog, well, I hope you get it then, in that case. Also, actually getting an interview and not just getting ghosted feels good. Ghost like, nah, yeah. I just wish there was like more obligation for companies to at least give you a rejection email. Like just like decline me, so at least I'm not just sitting like in limbo forever, like waiting to hear back. I feel like that's like turbo lame in my opinion. How that's just like a thing that's just extremely common. It's very cringe, IMO. Oh, connecting to chat. Oh my god. Twitch moment. It's very better now, and people are saying it's supposed to be better in 2026. Girl, like until next year. Love this. Take a lot of manpower, but they could also just make like an automated system. Like they don't have to like manually write them out. Because you know, like most rejection emails are they not just like automated anyways? Like they feel like always some like default template like, hello, insert name. We appreciate your time, and after some consideration, we have decided to not go forward with you. We wish you luck in your future endeavors. Blah 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 blah. Signed, company. Like just something. Like it doesn't have to be like a an individually written response, even though that would feel good, of course. But like at least something, because this is where I talk about how Cloud said for. I remember Cloud said for his current position that he's at, when he applied, he didn't hear back for like 9 months or something insane, he said. And I was like, bruh. Like, why such like a long wait period? Like, that's just ridiculous. Having to wait that long just to hear something. And it's like, I don't know. What are we supposed to do about it? I don't fucking know. Because like, yeah, like for like some big ass companies who get like a ton of like responses and are declining a lot of people, like yeah, I can understand that. Like not wanting to write a individually personalized email for every single person, but yeah, just something. Just something, so you're not just left in the dark waiting. But unfortunately, also these giant companies probably also couldn't care. They probably could not care, unfortunately. Maybe Justin's applying to be the Twitch CEO. Maybe that's what he's going for. Like, hey guys, I'm a Twitch partner, right? So, I think I probably show you guys a thing or two about running your company. And they'd be like, well, shit, I mean, he's a Twitch partner. And then that's it. He's hired. That seems like the most likely outcome to me, at least. I don't know how else I could go other than that. Okay, this is actually turning out pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. This is actually turning out well. Too bad I can't get a little bit of blue in this gray. So like, definitely should be a little bit of blue in there, but you know, can only do so much. I feel we are nearing the end of this painting though. I didn't realize I'm an hour and 11 minutes in. An hour and 12 minutes even. I need to hurry up, but we're almost done. It's really just do this little bit of water at the bottom here, and then we're done with the painting. Pop that paint tussie. I am popping this paint tussie. Damn. Damn. 2006 hits. Yeah, I kind of forget that I even have a text-to-speech thing. Because I set that up so long ago. It's been so long. I kind of like forget I have that set up. Yeah, I heard that. I was like, oh my god. Where is that on? Where do I see that? I don't have like a page open for that. Is it on this? Oh, thank you for the 1997. Okay, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. I guess for a little bit of context for anybody who didn't know, I got randomly DM'd like a few months back asking if they could, somebody asking me if they could use some of my art for an Osu map. And well, the first thing about it was I was like, I'm getting a random DM from somebody and it's not spam. This is crazy. That went really hard. Yeah, I'm glad it worked out well. I've done a few score runs of Star Fox 64. I'm not very good, honestly. One thing is I am not a good masher. You have to be a good masher for Star Fox. That's one thing. That is one thing I've noticed. You have to be a good masher. And I am not very good these days at mashing. I do love Star Fox 64, of course. We do love that game around these parts. Yeah, I feel like actually Skittle's been into playing Osu recently. So I wonder, I should send it to them at some point, but like, yo, check out this map. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the donation, not a weeb. Very, very, very generous of you to do that. That's one of those older paintings or drawings that I did that I still like. This older illustration that I did with like these digital pastel brushes. Also, yo, wait, no, I got this. Spa is Appen. 2. Sorry, I was talking this whole time. Hello. Ashing is so important. Hand cramps moment. Yeah. Spy sapping. Oh, okay. I got you. I tried. A good stream, thank you. I think I'm having a good stream. I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good day. I hope everyone's having a good day today. You know, it's actually a nice out today. 20 Celsius, sunny, not gray, blue skies. I think a little bit of clouds. And I haven't gone outside at all today. But maybe later. But I love to see the not gray skies. I always appreciate seeing that. Yo, cats. Hey. Time to go for a good walk. And maybe go for an evening walk, maybe. Maybe that could be a fun one. Maybe when the sun starts setting a little bit, so it's not so bright. You know, I did put on sunscreen today. I've been trying to, like, you know, be in that habit of putting on sunscreen. Me when I have to mash buttons. You know, shout outs to the Monado mash. Good emote. Yo, Yuri Forts. Hello. How's it going? That is a blue sky reference, actually. It being a blue sky today, that's definitely a blue sky reference. Follow me on blue sky, by the way. Where you can see all these Mario paintings and other things. You know, I actually haven't been posting much on blue sky recently. I guess I haven't had much to post. So I've just been kind of chilling. Okay, that's actually a lie. I drew something like a month ago at this point. And I never posted it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll see. It was one of those drawings where I just kind of let my mind wander with what the outcome could be, and just I didn't like have any like specific plan with it. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I want from this. I'm just kind of drawing and seeing where it goes. Seeing what kind of thing my mind can come up with. It is Mario Paint. I wonder on Twitch, like, how many Mario Paint streams like are really out there other than mine? Or is it just me doing Mario Paint? Am I holding the fort down for Mario Paint on Twitch? Got to try out local shrimp on soup, and I'm happy to report the shrimp tastes amazing. Ooh. I forget what it's called. I watched this video last night from the Korean chef that I like watching. It was making, you know, let's see, I could probably find it in I still have my YouTube history up. Let's see. Yeah, this video on this Korean seaweed soup. And how do you pronounce that? Miyoguk? I don't think I said that right. But yeah, I think it was basically just like it was like beef, you know, water, like this specific dried seaweed, soy sauce, sesame oil. There was like one other thing in there. But it wasn't like too many things, and supposedly it's really good. Maybe I try it someday. Yeah, the music in Mario Paint goes hard. Like, just like the sounds in this game are so good. Like how when you pick like a different brush, like okay, I guess that's all like the I guess this is all like the same sound, but like when you draw with like a different brush, like it makes a different noise. Versus like if I draw with this brush, it makes like a different sound, which is cool. Like just like little details like that, like I don't know. Definitely make this game just like really, really hype. We'll see if I can find around. I mean, I could link the video. Could link the video real quick. Boom. That's the video. Yeah, when I say the Korean chef, this is the guy that I like watching. This guy has a lot of videos that are pretty easy to follow. Like, I don't know. I appreciate, like, you know, he's relatively quick with like going through the video. The vibes are good. I don't know. I like it. I like him. He's got good vibes. And then also having like written recipes for everything, which is also convenient. They're just good vibes. I think we're about done with this one. Oop. Especially not to spend too much longer on this, because it's been an hour 20. Definitely longer than I'd like for these paintings. So let's do a couple more lines here. And I think I'm content with that. I haven't looked at it all in OBS. Let's see how's it look for y'all. Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the painting, and that's it for the YouTube video. So until next time, later.